Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between GladHeAteHer and ZeeRax. Now, right off the start, right off the bat, you're going to see that GladHeAteHer is now lifting off this command center and heading over here. Now, normally, there has been discussion on whether or not that is a very, very wise choice. I think it is, just because it allows each of your SCVs to pretty much saturate much more quickly, and it also makes your SCVs each count as almost like 40% stronger. So these 6 SCVs are now mining as though 40%, almost like 9 SCVs. So taking a look at this, taking a look at the probes here, the probes is pretty much even at this stage in the game in terms of how much they've mined just by moving over here to this positioning. Now taking a look back over here, we have a very, very quick mining. Taking a look at the income, even though he was that much farther behind, ZeeRax is now mining with 10 harvesters at 343 compared to GladHeAteHer's now 400. So it's about the same. That's very, very strong. What we're going to find also is that ZeeRax is not going to be able to scout out GladHeAteHer for quite some time. And that is one of those very, very dangerous situations. I did have this strategy used on me once when I was a Zerg, and I lucked out in being able to find him, as that Overlord was able to do that scouting. Now we have the barracks now being put down. So barracks being put down and still mining rather efficiently. Taking a look at the harvester count, more workers being produced, and now you finally see that ZeeRax is starting to get up higher in terms of minerals. So there it's 500 versus 480. Taking a look at the can I take a look at the income? No, the spending economy wise pretty much about the same in terms of spending and resources. Yeah, that's how much both of those players have. So they're pretty much spending the same exact amount. Still, ZeeRax not going to be able to find where exactly GladHeAteHer is. So that's really one of those psychological games where he's gonna go finally think, okay, he's down over here, let me figure out where this is. And then as soon as he doesn't find him, he's gonna scratch his head and go, wait, okay, what did I miss? And realize that in fact that he's got this high yield mineral location, and then need to scout out 2 more positions in order to figure out what the technology and what the strategy in fact is. GladHeAteHer now going for mass marines again, not getting gas, and also getting that orbital command. So this is a little strange, to say the least. GladHeAteHer perhaps going to go for triple racks, and in comes ZeeRax, and ZeeRax going to in fact see that there is nothing, and going to most likely be very, very confused at this stage in the game. We have a warp gate now warping up Stalkers. Stalkers not the unit of choice against mass marines, as that is probably most likely what the choice of units is going to be. In fact, now using that mule to call down more. Taking a look at the income now, the income for GladHeAteHer at 600 or is consistently higher than ZeeRax, as more SCVs now even being transferred over to that refinery. Mules now moving out. Marines perhaps going to move out as well. ZeeRax still confused. Perhaps he didn't scout out this position nearly enough, so he scouts out this position and realizes, wait, where is everyone? What is going on here? So let's see if ZeeRax is in fact going to find out that there is a high yield mineral camp sitting over here. We have a tech lab now being produced, and yes, that probe still very confused, not knowing where GladHeAteHer started. That SCV trying to run back away. That SCV should not be running back home. Running back home is going to reveal exactly where he is, and then those poor Marines perhaps will be able to shoot down that one Stalker, and those Stalkers now getting the Stalker getting shot down, but realizing that in fact that is over here. Let's take a look at what ZeeRax actually saw. No, ZeeRax didn't see anything. So ZeeRax may not know that the Marines are sitting here still. That's very, very interesting. Barracks now still up and running. We'll see mass marauders being produced, perhaps with a marine reactor core from this position. Let's see, are we going to get a reactor core or another tech lab? Yeah, reactor cores. So 2 marauders and now a Ghost Academy producing. So that Ghost Academy for Ghost, obviously, in order to get that EMP shockwave. Taking a look over here, we have this probe now trying to move into this position, going to see that there is in fact some barracks over here, and GladHeAteHer and ZeeRax is just gonna scratch his head and realize how silly this whole entire thing looks right now. Marines now taking this Zelnaga watchtower, so going to be able to figure out what exactly the strategy is. Taking a look at the army counts, ZeeRax seeing that 625 against GladHeAteHer 750. Taking a look at that income, you can already see the income difference. 1,000 versus 600, and this is even though ZeeRax is mining at near capacity. We do not have any upgrades yet. I do not see a Twilight Council anywhere. Oh, we have a Dark Shrine being warped in, so that Dark Shrine may be able to fend off some of those units. Taking a look, there is a single mule in play as well. The problem with taking this particular expansion, though, is that you can mine it out very quickly. It is still only 1,500 minerals per patch, so if you take a look, yeah, these blue minerals still on average have 100 more in terms of per patch than these yellow minerals as you harvest more quickly. Yeah, 800 down to 800 on one of these mineral patches. So this yellow expansion will be mined out very quickly. Taking a look at this, Marines and Marauders just grabbing this Zelnaga watchtower or a Zelnaga tower in order to keep sight and figure out where everything is. Ghost now moving in, so that single Ghost going to be able to also use. Let's see. Oh, we have Dark Templars. So those Dark Templars, we'll see how those use. Another warp gate now being warped in or upgraded. And here we have this fight. So those Zealots, wow, those Dark Templars trying to swipe after those units. EMP Shockwave quickly revealing one of those Dark Templars though. So that Dark Templar really needs to go after that Ghost perhaps. And more Dark Templars now being warped in. We'll see. So we have a quick orbital scan, and this is going to be very devastating for ZeeRax. ZeeRax taking a lot of damage. Another Dark Templar now moving in. That Dark Templar is still revealed, but is still now able to get in some quick hits. So that Dark Templar able to just try to slice down some of these units. Not enough energy at the orbital command in order to do another scanner sweep. Not enough energy on that Ghost in order to do an EMP for reveal. Wants to take down that Ghost. Goes down to 55 hit points. Dark Templar moves a little bit faster than that Ghost, so we'll be able to take it down. That Ghost down to 10 hit points and waiting for it to get taken down. Oh, nice pathing by that one particular Marauder. Brilliantly done, but that Ghost is looking like it's going to escape. Will it be able to escape? No, not able to escape and get taken down. So ZeeRax with a nice use of Dark Templars. Turret now in position. Turret going to quickly reveal that poor Dark Templar. Dark Templar trying to run back away, and he tried so hard, he got so far, but in the end it didn't really matter. I've always wanted to say that in a StarCraft 2 replay. Okay, coming back over here, we have double orbital commands now up and running. So double orbital commands mean that they will in fact be able to do more scanner sweeps. Stay tuned for part 2 and the conclusion of this replay between ZeeRax and GladHeAteHer here on Kulas Ravine.